Now, for those of you who tuned in last week, you heard we were launching our mustache handlebar growing competition. Let's go see how some of the contestants are doing.
They tell me I'm in last place.
16 software ideas locked in Mortal Kombat. You decide their fate. The idea with the most votes receives fame, groupies, and a $10,000 development fund.
Hi all, welcome to IdeaWarz TV. This week's episode is brought to you by the good folks at 42squared.com. If you need web development, Ruby on Rails, or cutting-edge agile software development techniques, these guys are ninjas. 42squared.com. Thanks a lot, guys. All right, this week wrapped up round 2, advancing to round 3 of the Reid Hoffman Tournament are Donate Your Change by Fazza, Get Me Out of My Lease/Contract by Houston, Wicked Travel Site by Pete C, Give Me TV and Ad Love by John and Peter. Congratulations, you guys, on making it to round 3 of the Reid Hoffman Tournament. We look forward to seeing who battles to be our final 2 next Wednesday. Voting wraps up by noon, so make sure you get your votes in by then, people. All right, gentlemen, how's the competition going here? We got Jimmy.
It's going all right. I woke up this morning, my wife told me, that is awful. And I said, well, if by awful you mean awesome, then I'm in great shape.
That is awful. Right on. Jamie, how's it looking?
I'm a little concerned about my productivity today. Too much time doing a bit of this.
Yeah.
The bars. Just feeling the bars.
It's definitely not on the top of your head.
The guys here like the handlebar mustache. Can't say the same for the girlfriend back home.
Takes a special person to appreciate a good handlebar. Looking good, Mr. Gord. We may need the zoom lens here.
Just doesn't seem to want to come in.
I think I can count them. That is looking pretty dangerous.
I'm gonna give everyone a run for their money.
It's pretty good, definitely a contender.
I'm gonna have to shave it off pretty soon. I'm getting strange looks in the C-train.
So thanks for tuning in, everyone. For those of you who are interested, here's some highlights from this week's Cambrian House planning meeting. Until next time, may the best idea win.
Nobody really cares about my mustache.
There's terms and conditions somewhere in here also. We need to iron out and nail down. You know, Jason's been doing a great job of pursuing our terms and conditions and making some hard decisions on what risk we're prepared to take from a legal point of view. So even though legally this is kind of muddy because we're ahead of where the legal world's caught up with us, at least we know what it is, and here's our terms and conditions. So when you come and sign up, it's very clear how the IP works, how the ownership of, if we call it shares or royalty points or pie, works. Watching that blog distribution over a 1, 3, 5, 10-day period, like how much did it pop? Like how good a job are we doing?
Take on startup. Why did he have 10 things that hit the front page of Reddit? And if there is no correlation to date time posting, then at least we can now say there's no correlation to date time posting.
One of our goals is to get in the top 100 of Tech and Ratty from a blogging point of view this year, and it's all about links and trackbacks and pings.
There's nothing that shouldn't work in our blog that doesn't make sense in our platform. Because if it's even about just understanding people, of course you're understanding community members that you're trying to influence.
Yeah. Even today's meeting is a perfect example, right? We're talking about dashboards, we're talking about my accounts, everything. Where a lot of thinking and like that has already gone on, and a lot of thinking in the community has gone on. So to me, we need to figure out a way to communicate these thoughts better, right? Whether it is just, like digital photos of these paper dashboards or paper prototypes, and then we can also share that with the community, right?
Paper and pictures of the paper.
Yeah, totally.
And then we distribute that to the team and our community.
Totally. You know, one thing that I've noticed, it's a big difference over the last 4 months. Anyone who's been here for 12 months can go back, and we used to have paper all over the walls full of stuff. I don't understand why we don't have paper on the walls full of stuff anymore. You've been to the site before, yes or no. You're logged in or not logged in, and you're like, and you signed up. Yeah. Because like iStock photo is totally different. Reddit is totally different. It's different, right? When I show up there and I don't have a cookie. Delete your cookies, go to Dig for the first time. It's different the first time. There's probably a really smart reason why they did that, and I bet it drives signups.
Can you just give your quick blurb on build versus buy on tasks for everybody?
If we can actually take something and we don't have to build it, obviously that's better, right? If we can buy it. There's no way you're gonna be able to take someone else's code and integrate it in and get the synthesis of stuff. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of table stakes that we're probably gonna have to roll. If you actually can buy it and it doesn't break down, like it still synthesizes and all that stuff, and you still get this Gestalt effect, then buy it. If you're gonna lose a Gestalt effect and it even seems like table stakes, then build it. And that's art.
I also think that there's opportunities for partnership that we're overseeing by building instead of partnering, instead of like buying. There could be partnering.
Oh yeah,
so for example,
partnering or buying is the same thing.
Task management, right? I'm like, there's no way in 1 month we can outdo Basecamp. 37 Signals have been working on it for 3 years, right? And they have what, 3 million people in their online community who manage projects. Interesting. Most of them are software projects.
It's hitting that integration level that we need, though. I mean, the tagging that returns in our search.
So be smarter. That's my own.
This, for example.
No, what I'm saying is that there's no way that we could redo Basecamp and have it better in a month, and we need to go fast this year. We have to have this out.
I don't want to tie people into a task management solution that must be used within Cambridge House. So what would be better is a very simple task management solution that can import and export from any of these other ones. So I would rather spend way more time on integration between 37 Signals and us. So 37 Signals, you do most of your work over here, and you got it all good, and you click the button, and it imports, and now you get in our world, you get task management, you get job management, which is compensation. So I can actually compensate someone for this particular task, and I have voting up, voting down of tasks to help me sort them, that sort of thing, and then I can export, because there's always going to be someone who's going to do it in Excel.
I would do things like phone 37 Signals, of course, and just see what they say. And if they're just turned down, it's like, yeah, exhausted. I'd look at things like TaskFreak and go, can you scrape the database model and just push it over if you can't integrate it? There might be like a whole set of stuff that we can do that's wiser than anything. But Jim's idea of like, everything's API-able, I actually think is even more important than anything else. Everyone here is saying something that's right. We know no matter what, we have to have an API for tasks. That's going to be our API. Now, how you roll it on the backside, make some phone calls, look at some feature stuff, be smart about it, but my intuition is we're gonna have to write more software than I wish we had to.
But I like Christine's point. Like let's look and see if there's someone there who can solve it. Let's spike it, like you said, and then make a decision and go. And it's gonna be art. It's gonna be.
But my intuition is things like we went down the SourceForge road, and look at how painful that was.
Yeah. I'm a total fan of integrating stuff that's out there, and so here's TaskFreak. It's PHP. It's 100% open source. Ryan spent 4 hours plus yesterday trying to look at it. And it kind of instantly starts to break down, right? It's easy to say integrate, but it's so hard to actually make it a seamless experience.
I bet you someone would look at our code and say the exact same thing.
Of course.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right? And they're like, your APIs suck, I don't want to use it.
But here's an exact example, right? I've got this thing now. If we have 10,000 members in there, we now have potentially 10,000 things, right?
There'd only be people on your project.
Well, okay, but that's the point, is that this has no concept of a per project thing or whatever, right? Now, of course, we're looking at it and stuff, but I wanted to throw out there that you're saying I think we're all on the same page, but if we're actually starting to build something on that, then let's just have the discussion, right? Rather than have these whatever back office conversations like what the fuck are you guys doing building something versus looking at integrating.
Yeah, back office conversations are not healthy, that's for sure. So let's just kill those.
My thought of it is that we don't have like an idea explorer anymore. It becomes our venture explorer or whatever. Yeah. And as we're searching for stuff and we click on something, you'll see the description, and then if it's got project stuff underneath it, you'll see like extra tabs and whatever.
I think that ideas and versus ventures and all that stuff, let's just throw that away. And it's about what stage the business is in. Yeah. So if my business is in concept stage, it means there's only an idea. So if I'm only looking for ideas to buy, it's called a concept. Once it's started and something's happened, like we've issued stock or something, it's seed. Then we go from seed to early stage to mezzanine to all the way to what I'm hoping that we'll have is people be able to take their companies public through Cambridge House.
So it could be like a venture explorer kind of thing?
Yeah.
Hypothetically?
I'd just probably call it the Explorer.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably stop qualifying it. Just be like, click the Explorer, and you're exploring businesses or whatever you have in your mind for them, right?
What's Track doing, I guess, is the question now.
Community's using Track. It's more about bugs and stuff, right? We don't even have any bug entries in here, and we actually have a lot of bugs. Yeah. So that's another dev side. Ideally, it'd be unified, right? But I think right now to kind of do an abrupt thing is too premature. I think one is we have to figure out if this is actually working for us. From the Track standpoint, as far as enhancements and stuff, I'd like to have them in here as well. Okay. So I'll manually.
Everything should just go into TaskFreak.
I just want to make sure it's kind of works, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Give it a week. Yeah. The thing is, though, is that from a success standpoint, we should be able to manage our own project inside our own tool.
Yeah.
Obviously, right. TaskFreak should be like a bootstrapping way to get to our own task management.
Yes. Cyberserious was asking whether or not our Track is our real bug tracking list, or is our like front to the community list. We had another one behind the scenes. And at the time I said, no, this is all we got, this is all we're using, this is us in the flesh. So, just an FYI.
Why can't we invite community members into Task Freak?
Yeah, no, we totally could.
Why block it?
Would you wait until we know we're sticking with this as a temporary measure?
That's all. I just didn't want us to look too erratic or whatever. Like, I just figured let's give us a week to see if
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But otherwise, I would say absolutely. We need to...
So if a community member asks, you say, we're prototyping some stuff on the inside, but as soon as if it sticks, we'll let you guys know. You know that you should send Cyber Service a message saying, hey, I know I told you no last week. We just did a sprint planning session today, and we put some stuff into Task Freak. It may or may not live all of 7 days, but I just wanted to kind of honor what I said to you last week, because I know that there's a flag here.
They already know that we're having this and that we're using Task Freak.
Oh.
Because they're doing campfire.
But even a couple of guys that actually like cyber and stuff, I'd be happy to even just get his feedback, right? Because he's used track and he's used this, or he could use this, just to get some feedback. And the one really hole we have, in my mind, is showing the roadmap to the community, right? Of all the stuff we've been thinking about. So I don't know, the screenshots and maybe this combined.
I really think that sketching stuff out quickly, whatever, is going to give a lot of focus to everyone. Everyone can contribute.
Everyone's got their tasks, and so every person feels like they're going to get everything done this week.
I don't have any tasks. Should I feel weird about that?
No. The people who have names on there know that either the people who don't have their names on stuff are there to support them, and they can get it all done. Right? Like, success to me is literally just that. Sprint 4, nothing carries over.